Respected divine spiritual friends, salutations to the Jignasu in you, pranams to the Mumukshu in you, respect to the Bhakta in you, recognition to the Shishya in you, acknowledgement to the Shruta in you, appreciations to the Dharmasthapaka in you, all encouragements to the Lokasevaka in you, and welcome to the Viragi and Sadhaka in you. Find that peace in mind to salute Shruti Mata with gratitudes, requesting her to guide continuously. Minus her, but for her, how will we know what is our goal, what are the means? Again, with full humbleness, gratitude, remember and pray to the entire Guru Parampara, the Guru Tattva, the Swaguru, and our Acharyas who are time and again taking all the stress, strain, pain without expecting any gain to explain to us with all logics, examples, and backed by their own experience as to how to understand Shastras, do the sadhana indicated, reach out to the goal. Let us have the gratitudes, humbleness, and should overwhelm our heart with those feelings. All the devatas, the Chandra, Surya, Brahaspati, Rudra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Yamaha, Vishnu, Indra, each of the devatas inside us, outside in the world, are managing the entire happenings in life by putting everything in a right order, by giving them the empowerments. In our life too, we are able to do something because of the presence, blessing of these devatas. Our recognition, salutations to them. How can we even a moment afford to forget the Paramatma, the Ishvara, the wielder of Maya, the Srishti Sthiti Laya Karaka, the one who is the doer of everything. And he alone, when he wills, whether we do something or not, he can liberate us or even he can bind us. Instantaneous liberation he can give if he wills, or push us into the samsara wheel for thousands of lives. So such all powerful, all capable, all compassionate Ishvara, our Sharanagati, humble. Then our ultimate goal of the Brahmata, it is non-understandable, non-perceivable, but that alone is the substratum. And luckily, we have always the chance and opportunity to get out of all limited identities and get identified with that truth and own experience of moksha, infinite experience of anantatva, experience of unconditionedness, experience of ananda also. Having remembered all of them, before we start the second day of our study of Shwethashwathara Upanishad, just 2 minutes discussion today on one thought. The thought is, in our life, if we have these three nishchayatas, nirnayas, and thereby are absolutely at rest in ourselves. No tension, no anxiety, but absolutely at rest in ourselves. That means we have really matured in our life. first thing, the relaxation, the rest in our life is what we have to do to the world. We have recognized, we have done all. And what we have to get from the world, we understood. We understood that there's nothing to be gained from the world. Because of these two things, we are relaxed. Practically, no anxiety, no tension, no regrets and guilts of not doing or doing it wrongly. Yeah, I'm in this world with these responsibilities fulfilled, accomplished, relaxed. Like that person retires with full joy that wherever he was posted, he has done his job fully well, honestly. This is a full contentment in the same way of ourselves doing to the world. Then what we get from the world, maximum what is required for our survival. More than that, in the world we are not at all here to get anything. We only give away, give up, and get rid of. We are in this world. Then nothing to get. If we can really sit in it, you know, like yesterday we saw the situation of a Rama. Nothing to get from this world. Look from that angle. Situation of Nachiketa. He says, nothing I have to get from the world. The mind position of whether it is Parikshitji or that Prahaladji, they are of the brand of nothing to get from the world. It's really a beautiful thing in us. If we can settle ourselves in it and find the corresponding relaxation in us, restfulness in us. निश्चल हो गया मन मेरा जो इस दुनिया को देना है दिया एंड कुछ लेना नहीं. And the other dena which the Mahatmas do is out of their choice, their compassion, their karuna, or the Lord has chosen them. It is not out of any compulsion. It's out of compassion. करो या ना करो फर्क नहीं पड़ता लेकिन वो प्रेम से करते हैं. Because of that, there is no restlessness in them. Restfully only they do that compassionate seva service. Second thing we have to be fully relaxed, rested is regarding the conviction gained about this is the goal, these are the steps or the path to walk about. This is the way I have to travel to reach to that goal. In these two things also, if we are absolutely clear, doubtless, and then therefore we are restful in this regard also, that's real second greatest needed achievement, worthy achievement, real maturity it is. My goal is to realize the Brahma Tattva and the different sadhanas. Where do I stay? From there onwards. I am very clear. Whether you talk it from the guna standpoint, coming from negative guna to positive guna, and then become guna atita, or you talk it from the kosha standpoints that have to go beyond three gunas, bypass the fifth, sorry, three koshas, bypass the fifth one, from the fourth only have to reach to the Brahman. Or whether you talk it in the language, whatever is understood. Ki I will do neti neti of every anatman and that which cannot be rejected as neti, that is me. Or the drashta darshana drushti or sakshi drushti. In whatever the path we are from, all paths lead to same truth. All these methodologies. If we can adopt all of them, hundreds in number, 10 of them, 5 of them, even work, one is held, it works. So I am settled that this is how the untruth is transcended, the truth is realized. This is how the bondage is transcended, liberation is gained. If that is very clear in us, undoubtedly, and accordingly, therefore, we are relaxed. Because many a times the tension is either in not knowing or shifting from one to the other regarding the goal to achieve. रेस्टलेसनेस जैसे जगत में होता है, कहाँ बस जाए, टाउन में या विलेज में या सबर्ब में और पिलग्रिम प्लेस में, इज ऑल रेस्टलेसनेस टिल डिसीजन इज मेड. कैसा घर बनाए, बड़ा छोटा मीडियम, गोल के बारे में ही हमेशा चिंता होता है. सो टू विद द मीन्स अकॉर्डिंग टू द गोल है कि वृद्धाश्रम में रहूं या स्पिरिचुअल आश्रम में रहूं. Like an example, but once even in those goals one makes firm decision, is stable at that level. But it is gross physical as an example. We are talking about the ultimate goal, whether it is reached this moment or this life or 10 lives. We have no doubt regarding now what to achieve. बाकी सारे जो है, जो अभी कहा, कहाँ घर में रहना, कौन सा पैसे कितना कमाना, these are all under that only, which lead to that only we plan. These are all means to us, not goal. So to the actual means of sadhana. When it is clear and accordingly we are restful in our mind, it's a great achievement. The third achievement therefore is in those means systematically, planned way, consciously, with total command, we are executing those sadhanas, you know, neither giving chance to any outer world happenings or any of the upadhis to distract us from those sadhanas. Perfectly every day, as required, as planned, we are able to do the due sadhana and therefore restful and relaxed even there. If this also is achieved, we are fully matured. Like, the Lord Krishna's daily routine was told to us in Bhagavatam. So, to Rama's routine was told to us before he went to Tirtha Yatra, uh, after coming from the Gurukula. After Tirtha Yatra, he got dispassion and all different. Again, once he becomes Raja, little later, same thing comes back. What it is? There's a pakka systematic routine in them, and they are fully engrossed in doing it perfectly. Therefore, relaxed. There's no guilt, regret of not doing anything. Like, our classes, morning, evening. So, too, in between also, whatever the time the Lord has given, we are very clear as to what sadhanas have to be done. That was the second point. Third one is actually we are doing it. Doing them so perfectly, and to do them perfectly. Whatever the sacrifices to be made, adjustments to be made, arrangements to be made, precautions to be taken, all of that we are doing. Like a traveler, a healthy, intelligent traveler. You know, how he makes everything required for the journey readily available to him, and then everything is there now to him, so he is able to travel. Some things can't be put in the vehicle, but he knows. Petrol, you can't fill the गाड़ी with petrol of 100 liters. पेट्रोल पंप में जाना पड़ता है, but he is relaxed. कहाँ पेट्रोल मिलेगा, कहाँ खत्म होएगा, कहाँ भरना है. Where is the place to rest at night if the travel is for few days. And food, you can't carry the food all the time, which is the place to stop. So these things he knows, though they are not in the car, but he knows it. Therefore, he is relaxed about it. All bookings are done in advance. जैसे होता है. So preparations के साथ साधना जो करना है करना. Preparation means not allowing anything which spoils our health, not allowing anything which takes away our energy, not allowing anything which disturbs our mind or the poise, not giving importance to anything which distracts us from our routine. These strong walls, borders, or fencings are done. Then known sadhana is being done daily. Therefore, when the result will come, it is in the hands of the Lord. I am relaxed about it. I am fully relaxed because I am doing practically what is to be done. Before that, I know where to reach, how to reach, relaxed. And this spiritual journey we can never start unless we clear all our obligations in the world. Therefore, they are all done. And anything expected from the world, we become worldly in our mind. Therefore, all that is ruthlessly dropped. In that Hindi Gana, the frustrating Gana, but then we use it positively. That मुझे तुमसे कुछ भी न चाहिए मुझे मेरे हाल पे छोड़ दो. We have to be like this with that world. कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए मुझे from your world. Leave me so that I do my sadhana. Isn't it? How wonderful those three rests and relaxations we have. Opposite of it is goal is not certain. Something funny thing is taken as goal, and means are not clear. Even though they are clear, preparations are not there. And inside, so many of desires for the world, restlessnesses, anxieties, the variety of the raga dvesha to the world. And pura life is so kachra kabada. You know, our country was like that 10, 15 years back. Every system was derailed. Now it is getting streamlined. Now the country like Pakistan and all. How derailed it is. Yet 4 days, 3 days, not decided who will be PM. Uncertainty. There is tension in the people's mind. The army backed, if they become leaders, not liked by the praja. But if their choice of the people become how is the army and all, they retaliate and all. ये तो latest developed tension. But the other ones, economically so much suffering and all. More than all, jealousy seeing country India growing so much compared with other nations. Very much, back. You know, the rupee value or the number of visas that are sought after in the whole world. Minimum सबसे कम पाकिस्तान. That लोग चाहते हैं ना देश घूमने के लिए, उसके लिए दे हैव टू अप्लाई फॉर वीसा. कम से कम कौन से देश के लिए लोग जाते हैं? दैट इज द टेररिस्ट कंट्री. हाउ chaotic. In the same way, our life also same chaotic only. We have not done duties to the world, therefore regrets kids. Unwanted thing we expect from the world, they never come, disappointed. A higher goal is not kept in the mind, therefore the incompleteness in the thinking. Therefore, the means also are not clear regarding that. Therefore, something we keep on doing, certain that it will lead to some place which is not fulfilling or completing. As regards the life also is concerned, so much of importance given on the name of entertainment to so many things which are creating vasanas, which are taking away our energies, In the meantime, the life is oozing away day by day, minute by minute. Here you look at the people who are poor, उनको देखकर arrogant कि मैं richer than them. Seeing the rich people, again guilt कि they are more married than us. Suddenly some spiritual people come, देखकर उनको jealousy, अरे they are doing good sadhana, but you do it ना, but मन नहीं लगता. He goes to that Mahatma, he goes to that satsang, he studies those books, he talks such a good philosophy. Jealousy, तुम करो. That's why I gave you the example of that Pakistan. Hmm? That is not the healthy life. Healthy life is stability. Stability in these three things. Fully relaxed. No tension. No result. It will come in its time. When I am doing what I have to do, the Lord knows when to give me the result. As like that farmers, very intelligent. They know when will it rain, much before the meteorological department, most of them. So few days before, plowing, weeding out, ready with all the plants already लगाकर तैयार रखते हैं जो उसको फिर रोपाई करते हैं exactly as the rain is coming they put it. Always in this farming crops एक हफ्ता पहले करो या 5 दिन ज़्यादा करो but late. The amount of loss that happens in the yield is so much. It will change the entire economy of the nation itself. In every state, when they put the budget and all, the loss or the less income is mainly because of untimely rain or no rain. And the confused farmers, or rain was not there, what they can do? गलत टाइम पे लगा कोई जो सही टाइम पे करते हैं तो हो जाता. I'm just giving an example. The intelligent farmer की तरह. The crop of our own lives, a spiritual yield, has to be like a farmer, like a karshaka. We only have to work. May the Lord bless us in this regard. Let us do our Shanti Mantra Ucharana Sankalpa. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharushibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Bhishajay Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakyataha Sarva Vedantaha Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Om Karuna Varunalaya Palaya Mam Bhavasagara Dukkha Viduna Hrudam Rachaya Kila Darshana Tattvavidam Bhavashankara Deshikame Sharanam. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvataitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Samasta Brahma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namaha. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री वेदव्यास महर्षिये नमः. श्री श्वेताश्वतर महर्षिये नमः. श्री आद्य शंकर महर्षिये नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधसिद्ध्यर्थं हम सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगतिशान्ति कल्याणैकता पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषाम् आचार्याणां गुरूणां संस्थानाम् आश्रमाणां श्रेयोभिलाषिणां भक्तानां साधकशिष्यसेवकानां पूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्यक्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यादि समस्तशक्तिसम्पदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्तिद्वारा बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये नित्यनिरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थम् अनेकानेकशास्त्राणां अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे मोक्षार्थं करिष्यामहे. Friends, yesterday was first day. We have seen about the Vedas, the Vedanta called the Upanishads. How many of them are there? In general, what is the theme in them? The Brahma Vidya to give us the moksha. So many Upanishads are there in each of the Veda. So we have taken up the Krishna Yajurveda Antargata, Shwethashwathara Shakha Antargata. Though there are not many disciples or the literature belonging to that Shakha, but this is one of the Shakha mentioned. थोड़े ही लोग होंगे. In that Shakha, this Shwethashwathara Upanishad is the one which we have taken up for study. So yesterday what we saw, only one or two things, that it belongs to Krishna Yajurveda, and this in this Upanishad, the Guru is Shwethashwathara Rishi, and interestingly, the name of the disciple is Sannyasa. So Shwethashwathara Guru, Sannyasa named Shishya is the Sambhada. This text in front of us. Then yesterday we saw that it has got 6 chapters, 6 adhyayas, then totally 113, 113 mantras. Then we discussed yesterday to say that this is the Upanishad in which all Vedanta, Sankhya, Yoga, Bhakti, Upasanas, need of Karma Yoga, and all other things which generally denied in the pure Advaita Vedanta, all of them are included. Only to say that at the ultimate level they may not be required, but at different levels of the sadhakas, for their purity and clarity, they are required. Therefore, all of them are mentioned all through the chapter. So that comprehensive idea it gives to the one who, without any confusion, is able to coordinatedly can understand about all these things. That is what we do throughout our days, all other Shastra Dhenam. How many yogas or spiritual practices are there? What are the relations between each one of them? At what level of our antakarana, which sadhana is to be done, and what is the final sadhana. These things always we discuss. The role of the karma yoga, the role of the bhakti yoga, role of the ashtanga yoga, role of the jnana yoga in our life for the total spiritual unfoldment. So in this Upanishad, all these are touched. It is such an interesting thing. Not only because it comes in the sequence, but for us who are studying other literature also of Yoga Vasishtas or the Yoga Sadhanas, even Gita Adi. Here also we have done 8 Upanishads. So the comprehensive look of all of them. The total, therefore, what are the various sadhanas, understanding which, keeping whom in sequence, when we do sadhana, we grow. All of them as if to bless us as a reminder, we are taught in this chapter or in this Upanishad, ऐसा भगवान का गुरु का कृपा है हमको लगता है कि इसमें सबका एसेंस बताया जा रहा है सारे साधनाएं. Therefore, the heart is relaxed and freed. Unlike in the other Shastras, where so many things are denied, other Upanishads. That is the highest Uttamadhika. बट व्हेन यू सेड हाँ चलो ऊपर भक्ति भी चलेगा जरूरत है, हाँ कर्मयोग भी चलेगा जरूरत है, हाँ डू द पास, व्हेन इट इज सेड वी फील रिलैक्स्ड. दिस उपनिषद दैट वे, मतलब it is lower than the Upanishad level, as if it is in the Smriti or Purana level. Even the mantras also are like that only. Not as difficult, complicated like the other 8 Upanishads or the further Upanishads. सिर्फ poetry में easily understandable language, like देशभक्त गीत जो लिखते हैं ना संस्कृत में, in that way these are there. That's an advantage for the sadhakas. Then we saw yesterday that this is the Upanishad where to explain the mantras. Bhagavan Adi Shankara Bhashyakara extensively quotes right from Brahma Sutras, from all Upanishads, from many Puranas, from many Smriti Granthas, Gita ityadi. So Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Itihasa. From all sources, the quotations are exhaustively given. A big list here to explain the mantras. In fact, the first 51 or 53 pages are giving us the introduction, which we start studying just now. All of that is filled with nothing but to prove one point, the quotes from Shruti, quotes from Smriti, quotes from Purana, quotes from Itihas. Because of this only, maybe Bhagavan Adi Shankara is said to be Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam. मजा आता है उन सबको पढ़कर. एंड टू पीपल हु लव द मंत्रास एटसेट्रा ना, उनके लिए तो ये उपनिषद और भाष्य like the Vishnu Sahasranam also is the giver of great Anand. Okay, Narayana. Having said this, as promised yesterday, in 2-3 minutes, we just see what is there in each of the 6 chapters, bird's eye view. Then we take up the Shanti Mantra for the day and then the beginning of the Avatarika or Sambandha Bhashyam. Okay, in these 6 chapters of this Upanishad. First chapter, Narayana, having basically in this introductory bhashya 53 pages, what is talked about is the again, as every time Bhagavan Adi Shankara does, the jnana karma samuchayavada khandanam he does. And so too The one Brahman alone is expressing as the Bhokta, the Bhogya, the Bhoga, all of that. So too, the Parabrahman is beyond any of the Visheshanas. While talking these important topics, hundreds of quotations from the Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Brahma Sutra, etc. Bhagavan Adi Shankara talks about. Then, wherever about the Brahman, the Visheshana Yukta descriptions are given, how they have to be understood without compromising with the Nirvisheshanatva of the Brahman. These topics are covered. When we study them slowly one by one, we will know it. Like when we started Yoga Darshanam, Patanjala, we didn't know. But then as the days passing, we are understanding now. It is on the Chitta Vritti Nirodha Sthiti, that's called Samadhi, in which the self realized. We are absolutely vague about Yoga Vasishta Maharamayana. But good, we are spending last 20 days. So an idea is coming how it begins with the Rama's Vairagya Sthiti. Then Vasishtaji takes over, then he gives him the Jnana mode. Idea ना जब पढ़ते हैं तो आइडिया आता है. So to जब साधना करते हैं तो आइडिया आता है. Today same thing will be discussed in our Yoga Darshana Shastra also. Now, in the Avatarika Samandha Bhashyam, when the Jnana Karma Samuchaya is removed or rejected, only Jnana gives moksha, that is true. And this should be very familiar to us with the background of listening this topic so many times that wherever the Karma Kanda is there, in that the Karta, the Karma, Karma Phala, the Karanams, then the time boundary limitation, so many will be there. How can we expect infinite permanent result from it? One thing in the karma, the limitations, the Vedantin talk about is karma starts in time, ends in time with limited resources. How can it give infinite result? Then, while saying this, what our Siddhantin says, the self is infinite, infinite self is always there. It has never become anything. We have to only recognize it, only discover it. That is done only through ज्ञानम. अज्ञान के कारण वो गया ऐसा लग रहा है, लेकिन कभी कहाँ गया नहीं वो. सो बस ज्ञान से वो मिला है ऐसा लगता है, लेकिन मिला नहीं वो, क्योंकि वो मैं हूँ ऑलरेडी. दिस वी हैव इन द तैत्तरीय उपनिषद सेकंड ब्रह्मानंदवल्ली ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति param. That apnoti pada, when we discussed now with Bhashyam, we have seen it exhaustively. I am explaining in short before entering to the detail how the Jnana Karma Samuchayavada Khandana Bhagavan Adi Shankara does. Not to prove his Siddhanta, but to remove all our wrong notions or confusion so that about realization, about really gaining the realization, we have no doubt or confusion. इसलिए वो हमारे वास्ते वो सब explain करते. Then we come to the first chapter, starts with Shanti Mantra and all. In that, ki the Brahmavadins discuss about what is the Karana for this Jagat. This Upanishad discusses what is the Karana of this Jagat. So each one proposes, कोई काल कहते हैं, कोई स्वभाव कहते हैं, कोई नियति कहते हैं. Variety of the reasons are brought. Then finally, with their deep meditative poise, they come to understand that it is the Ishvara's Maya Shakti is the Karana for the creation. That is explained. Then the Brahman is even beyond that Ishvara. Then by so many 6, 7, 8 techniques, how the Brahman, the Atman realized, that will be explained in this first chapter. In the first chapter itself, like in many of the Upanishads, Omkara Pranava as a means or alambana or help for realizing the Brahman is talked in this Upanishads first chapter itself. Then, interesting point in the second chapter, nothing but Patanjali Yoga Darshanam is discussed here. The need of yoga sadhana. So, as we are talking nowadays, Dharana Dhyana Samadhi, there Bhagavan's Dhyanam is taught to us. Then the Pranayama they are taught to us. Then we are doing yoga sadhana. How do we know? The signs in the form of our different experiences or changes in us that will be talked. Like in Yoga Darshanam, we have seen Yamaniyamasanadi sadhanas while explaining the siddhis of every one of them were being taught to us. You know, Ahimsa Pradishtayam Tat Sannidhau Vairatyagaha, Satya Pradishtayam. Mm. We get the power to command the things to happen. Then Asteya Parigraya Sarvaratna Labha Janmakatanta Sampodaha Brahmacharyat Virya Labha. Everyone is Niyama also, Asana also, Tata Dvandva Anabhigataha. The pranayam sevi, the result is told to us. That dharana suyogyata, then pratyaharaka result bataya. Then dharana dhyana samadhi, trayamekatra sanyamaha, and we are studying that topic, that tajjayat pragyaloka. Here also it will be told. Beautiful. It is so helpful for us, those who are studying Yoga Darshana. Badhiya badhiya mantra. When we are digging lagutvam, arogyam, sarira saushtavam, these are the results when we do the yoga, ashtanga yoga, yes, batate. In fact, some sweet hints are given to us. योगस्य प्रथमद्वारं वाङ्निरोधो अपरिग्रहः निराशा च निरीहा च नित्यमेकान्तशीलता. Like the Subhashita, like the Purana mantra, in simple words, what are preparations for yoga sadhana, they will be given to us. Only 17 mantras are there in it. In the first chapter, 16, second chapter, 17, in that all these are covered. Then the result of Atma Jnana, the Falashruti will be given to us. Then the Ishvara Pranidhana Saranagati, that also will be told here. With that also the Yoga Siddhi happens. Shwethashwathara Rishi, Sannyasa Rishi, in their discussion, they give due importance to this also. And then third one is chapter 3. In that also 21 mantras are there. In that Brahman alone is Bhokta, Bhogya, Niyanta, Ishvara. In that way he is being seen. That will be proved to us. Then we are talked about the Maya Yukta Brahman called as Ishvara. And we have the Virat Rupa Varnan here. Here then that Virat alone taken as Lord Shiva, Bhagwan Shivji's Upasana are given to us here. Rudra Shiva's Upasana Varnana. Rudra Namaskara mantras. See, the Rudram also has come in this. Then the moksha with Brahmajnanam, and that Brahman is Sarvatma, he is Sarvantaryami. As we are reading in Rupa Gita, there is nothing other than Brahman. Then the actual Swarupa of the Brahman, that is a pure consciousness. All these words will be talked to us. Rishi talks about his own Anubhava also. This is how in the 21 mantras, the third Adhyaya talks to us. Fourth Adhyaya has got 22 shlokas. Again here also, the Atma Tattva Varnana, Then the Samashti Upadhi of the Brahman discussed, Veshti Upadhi also discussed, like we saw in Aitareya in the last portion, that Ashva, Gavaha, Yatkincha Stavaram Jangamam, Tat Sarvam Prajnanetram, Prajnane Pratishtitam, Prajnanam Brahma. You remember, here also the entire Tiryag Yoni, Pashupakshadi, yes, Abhi, Brahman alone, that will be discussed. Then here, the Mula Prakriti, the primordial nature, by using the word Aja, Aja is actually goat. उस नाम से उस रूप से वर्णन करते अजा में काम लोहित शुक्ल कृष्णाम. In this we have seen the quotation of this in other Upanishads. ये मंत्र. By the way, this is the one Shwethashwathara lots of times quoted by Bhagawan Bhashyakara while giving Bhashya to the Brahma Sutras. At least at the 50-60 places he quotes Shwethashwathara Upanishad mantras. Other also he quotes this also. So in the fourth chapter, the Mula Prakriti discussion will be there. Then in two shlokas, the Nishchaya Jnana regarding Paramatma Tattva will be said. Then Brahman alone with Maya Upadhi will be the cause of creation. Once more that will be discussed. Then there will be in this very chapter 4, the prayers to the Ishvara, to Hiranyagarbha, their necessity will be told. Then Atmajnana Phala, Sarva Vyapakatma Brahman, these are all covered in the fourth chapter once more. And it concludes with prayers to Ishwar. Almost in every chapter, there will be prayer to the Ishwar. For the pure highest Vedantin, who is deeply in contemplation about the absolute truth, उनको ये सब की जरूरत नहीं लगता है. He can go beyond them. You can select from this Upanishad only those mantras which are describing the absolute nature of the truth. But for you and I, who are at our lower level as a jiva with upadhi, हमको ईश्वर उपासना का अब जरूरत है. For us, lot of mantras are of very informative nature, inspirational also. मजा आएगा वो सब पढ़ोगे आप तो. And the flow of mantras is good, you will enjoy it. Then in the fifth chapter, having 14 shlokas, like in Mundaka Upanishad, Vidya Avidya will be taken about discussion. Then the Parameshwara Mahima, who is the creator, that will be discussed. Then only knowing the Brahman gives liberation, that is discovered. Then Tvam in the Tattvamasi Mahavakya is explained. Then Ishvara Jiva oneness will be explained. Then why do we get the human life and all? How do we get? Or any Sharira Prapti Karana, that will be explained. Then Mukti Upaya will be told and Mukti Phala will be told in this chapter. In this way, it has got only number of shlokas are 14, these topics covered. Then in the last 6 chapter is the 23 mantra wala. So milkar 113. So 23 mantra in this also, the Karana of the Prabhanjo, as spoken by other people, other than the pure Vedantins, that is being discussed and denied. This our Alata Shanti may be our Karikakara Gaudapada does it. Maybe he has got the inspiration from this. So then Maya Yukta Parameshwara, he will be described. Then beyond Maya Vala, the Parabrahma also is described. Then the important topic of people, those who are worldly natured in their antakarna, they can never understand these truths that will be told. Most important topic, and everywhere it is there. Even we are Vishayis, Bhogi, worldly, our equipments will never be qualified for subtle, deeper understanding sadhanas. That will be explained in this chapter. Then the Brahmajnanis Lakshanas are talked about. Again, here Brahma Swarupa Varnanat once more comes, it is ki Paramatma explained as the consciousness behind everything. Then no mukti other than Brahma Jnana that is stressed upon. Then how to do Sharanagati to the Paramatma, who is the cause of bondage and liberation, that will be explained. And two important topics towards the end in 6th chapter are, one is, it is always better healthy to study the Brahma Vidya through the Upanishads in the Sampradaya Paddhati, Guru Shishya Sampradana. That topic is little discussed here. That alone helps in moksha, that is taken. Also, then who is the one who is finally qualified for Brahma Vidya, that is talked in the last shloka of this Upanishad. Last but one, last only I think. Hundreds of times we have quoted in our different contexts that it is para bhakti to the Ishvara, Devata and the Guru. भगवान और गुरु के लिए परा भक्ति है, then only the Upanishadic knowledge and the Anubhuti reveals. This mantra we quoted so many times, that will be the last mantra. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaite kathitahi arthaha prakashante mahatmanah. And yasya, of that person to whom deve para bhakti. In that Lord para bhakti. That deva is explained so many times in this Upanishad. Then yatha deve, as the para bhakti has got for the devata, tatha guru, same way he has got para bhakti, sharanagati to the guru. Tasya mahatmana, that to that highly matured person alone, ete katitahi artaha prakashante. All the meanings of the Upanishadic mantras, their final theme, etc., prakashante is revealed. In fact, this mantra has to be taught every day, remembered every day, chanted every day. Spiritual study is not like the physics or chemistry study where you need not have respect anything to the teacher. Yet that science can be studied, understood. है ना? कोई आपको फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ्स पढ़ा रहे, उपासना करो गुरु का, तो you get tuned, therefore you may get the knowledge better. If you don't do upasana to that guru, you will not lose anything. You listen to the class, understand, बस. In spirituality ऐसा नहीं होता, because it is not intellectual information. It is the inner personality transmutation, totally changing, transforming, metamorphosis. It happens only very sublime touch of the divinity. And to do that only Guru is there. Therefore, for allowing the Guru to bring that transformation in our inner deep Anubhuti or sadhana, we have to have that Sharanagati, Parabhakti to the Guru. Without that, like the other sciences, the intellectual information we may have of the scriptures, like in many of the philosophical colleges, philosophy, those who take as subject, in that the professor teaches Indian philosophy, Eastern, Western philosophy, ancient philosophy, modern philosophy, the philosophy according to the this and that. They talk about the 6 schools of Indian philosophy, Shad Darshana, सब पढ़ाते, बच्चे भी अच्छी तरह पढ़ते. Neither a professor is a seeker, nor the students are seekers. So they have intellectual knowledge, but they remain as same worldly samsari, no moksha. So that way we can study, but the transformation which is expected can never happen without the touch of the Guru Kripa, which can never happen without our deep surrender to the Guru. That is why it concludes with that shloka. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha gurau tasya mahatmana yete katitaha artaha prakashante. This is spoken meanings of the shlokas will be revealed to him only. Same we saw in Mundaka Upanishad, when that mantra of Tad Vijnanartham sa Gurumeva Vigachet comes. Bhagavan Adi Shankaraji writes the Bhashya there, Shastrajnahapi Brahma Jnananveshanam Swatantrena na Kuryat. Even though you may be very intelligent, sharp, but Brahma Jnana Anveshana you can't do it by yourself. That is why Gurumeva Avigachet. And in other Veda it is said, Upanishad mein, Acharyavan Purushaha Veda. Veda means comes to know. Purusha means seeker. Who? Acharyavan Purusha. The seeker who has got his Acharya, his Guru, he alone will come to know the meaning and experience of Shastra. Bas. Not having Guru, but having Guru Buddhi in the Guru. Sharanagati. Parabhakti. Here talked about. Unconditional, infinite, total bhakti. So in this way, this Upanishad beautifully flows. So many things it repeats, and almost every Upanishads, one or the other mantras are there in this. आपको लगेगा अरे तो कठोपनिषद तो कहना है तो मुंडक है, इवन चांदोग्य ऐतरेय सारे उपनिषद के मंत्र इसमें हमको कोई ना कोई अवश्य मिलेंगे. So for me personally, these Upanishads I love because of this reason all Upanishads कोई ना कोई श्लोक इसमें है. Simplicity of the mantra, Bhashya's flow also is easily understandable, and left and right so many quotations are given, which is hearty to chant or explain. Okay, this is what is the Shwethashwathara Upanishad. In its 6 chapters, 113 shlokas, we see the content contained as the discussion samvada between the Rishi Shwethashwathara and the disciple Sannyasa. Having said this one, let us now, with the invocation of Parabrahma Tattva and the Ishvara and all the Rishimanu Gurus, our own Swaguru, we begin it. Okay, here also, like almost all Upanishadic Bhashya, Bhagwan Shankara has one shloka to give minimum. Jaise in the Aitareya Visa Manastavadamashantyai Yasya Padanakachata Sharadindu Nibhabhati Tam Vande Neela Chinmani. Remember every Upanishad. Like in Mandukya, 2 shlokas he wrote. प्रज्ञानां सुप्रधानैः स्थिरचरनिकर व्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्टान् पुनरभिनिषणोत् भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुक् मायया भोजयन्नः मायाकार्यतुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि. Then Yo Vishvatma Vijay Vishyan. Isn't it? In the Taittariya also. Like Yata Sarvani Bhutani Pratibhanti of Yoga Vasishta in Taittariya also. No, Yerime Guru Muram Padavakya Pramanatah. Then Taittariya Sarasya Vayacharya Prasadatah Vishwashtartha Ruchinandi Vyakyayam Sampriyati. Here also, that is a mantra. We are starting. Om Parambrahmane Shruti Matre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidyacharya Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Ata Shri Krishna Yajurvedantaragatha Shri Shwethashwathara Upanishad Shri Adya Shankaracharya Bhashya Samhita Sahita Adhyena Arambha Adau Shri Adya Shankaracharya Virachita Mangalacharana Prarthana Rupa Shlokam. 3 times we chant it. Om Nityanandam Niradharam Nikhiladharam Avyayam Nigamadhyagatam Nityam Neelakantham Namamyaham. Again, Nityanandam Niradharam Nikhiladharam Avyayam Nigamadhyagatam Nishtyam Neelakantham Namamyaham. Again, Nityanandam Niradharam Nikhiladharam Avyayam Nigamadhyagatam Nityam Neelakantham Namamyaham. To make it easier, because this Upanishad talks about Ishvara, Parameshwara so many times, Bhagavan Shankara also comes a step down, takes that liberty, do the prarthana, though of the Brahman which he cannot leave, but also as the Neelakanta भगवान शिव, क्योंकि उनका बार बार इस उपनिषद में दूसरे में नहीं, इसलिए इन अदर उपनिषद डायरेक्ट द ब्रह्म रूपेण स्तुति is there. So here Neelakantham namami aham. That the Neelakanta Lord Shiva, I do the namaskara. And always remember, Rupa of the Lord, Nama of the Lord is for our mind's concentration. The Leelas of the Lord, Gunas of the Lord are for the devotion of the mind's application. Then Buddhi inquires, who is this Lord? Towards whom I have concentration and devotion now. At that time for the Buddhi, the Upanishad is given in which the Brahma Tattva is explained, and we are told that Lord whose name was this, whose form was this, whose leelas were these, because of which you have devotion for him, he is this Brahman. Only in recognizing that Lord to be that Brahman and that Brahman to be our own self, that any upasana, any devata concludes or completes. क्या है लॉजिक उसमें? If you know the Upasana Devata as only an object of knowledge, any object is Jada only. Because subject alone has to be Chaitanya. Then you make the Lord Jada, and anything Jada is Nashvara. When it is Nashvara, how can it be the divine? This logic the Dvaitins cannot understand. They don't want to, not they can't. Therefore, they are satisfied by keeping the Lord outside only. Dvaita Rupena. Advaita is, how can the Lord be object? How can he be a matter? He is me. He has to be. I'll worship him outside in the Rupa Nama, but that's only beginning. I can't tell him that he is the object other than me. How can he be other than me? Me, the pure consciousness. That. Okay, Neelakantham Namami. I salute Lord Neelakantha. Who is he? Nitya and Ananda. You can talk them as separate words together. Nitya Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa, or Nitya Ananda Swarupa. Eternal bliss. Then Niradhara, the one who has no Adhara or Karana required. Because he is a pure Satta, why he needs any Adhara? And if he needs an Adhara, it has to be Sat or Asat. Asat cannot be the Adhara, he is already the Sat. He doesn't need that Adhara. He is that already. Then tomorrow we'll talk a little more. Nikhila Adharam. And whatever we see in the world, for all of that, he is the Adhar. Niradhar but Sarvadhar. Then Nikhiladharam Avyayam. The one who is immutable. खर्चा नहीं होता उनका, बदलाव नहीं होता, घटाव घाटा नहीं होता उनमें. Then Nigamadya Gatam. The one who is before the Shastras. From him only Shastras come. Nigama Adya Gatam. Then Nityam again, he is eternal. Such Neelakanta I salute. So tomorrow, straight away we start this mantra learning. Then every Upanishad has its Shanti mantra. ये उपनिषद का शांति मंत्र है. विगाध कृष्ण यजुर्वेद कठोपनिषद सहना भवतु इज इट्स शांति मंत्र. 2 मिनट उसका भी अर्थ देखेंगे. Then we enter into the Sambandha Bhashya, which runs into 50 pages. So daily 7-8 pages you do, 7-8 days में we can do it. Because they're all quotations. Very joy. मेरे को तो मजा आएगा. आप भी सुनते जाना. Then we enter into first chapter. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Namaha. Shri Shwethashwathara Maharshi Sannyasa Maharshi Namaha. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanam Astu. Very good. Like every Upanishad, 1 or 2 days take for us to tune to it. Once tuning done, then we deeply study it. Thank you.